Massena Town Hall. I haven't filmed the village or town board meeting for nearly 2 years, except on one occasion. And tonight is my return. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. Unfortunately, some politicians told me one day, or every time I approached them, that I'm not a journalist and anybody can do what I can do. But I did it for 10 straight years filming and bringing the meetings here in this building so everyone in Massena can know what is going on in our community with our public officials. Things have changed greatly since COVID. Very greatly for me and a lot of people. But I'm hoping to go back tonight and in the future to bring to you Massena's village and town board meetings in full live color. I want to thank those who have supported me since my 2 hernia operations and for COVID. We've all been through hell, and I'm hoping it has ended finally. I want to thank some people right now in my life who have been there for me. There's several people, but I'm only mention a few that have kept me going through everything in the past 2 years, since I was unable to go through this door and film. I was really upset, honestly, and hopefully this is the end, like I said. I want to thank Beth Burt, Katie Avery, Robin Johnston, Jen Barney, Amy Blesser. There's some other people, but those main women have been a blessing in my life through COVID and my health issues. So now let's go in and see what happens tonight at today's town board meeting.
Amending the town budget to decrease the amount given to BBC from $75,000 to $40,000 annually. Do you want to say anything ahead of time? I know a few people have mentioned a few things to me.
I do, if I can. In the beginning of this, I'm new to this, and Sue's kind of new too. We met to try and figure out. We met with Jim to see, what's going on, because we're trying to meet everybody. And we asked some questions. We asked about job description, and he said he didn't have one, so he was going to go work on one. Then on February 3rd, I sent him an email. He sent back an email on February 7th saying the BDC is a separate corporation, so a job description should be set by BDC. I don't have a problem with that. That seems to make sense. However, we've been looking for an update in regards to what did we get for the $75,000 investment we had last year in regards to the BDC? And we really haven't gotten anything from any answers. We're looking for an update on projects, looking for an update on the strategic plan, the comprehensive plan, grant writing. Apparently they don't do grant writing. So we had some questions about what are we getting for our $75,000 investment, which I think we all should know what we're getting for that. And until we get some answers, and specifically we haven't had any answers unless somebody else has got answers, I would agree with this recommendation to make this change on this budget.
Really, we are pursuing different avenues right now because of our financial problems. We are looking at other people who are willing to step forward and write grants with us. I wouldn't even mind having a partnership even with the village. I mean, they had an excellent grant writer. Who knows, maybe we can go down that avenue. But we are reaching out to people to help us write some grants to bring some more revenue in. And we have to use some of that money for that, for sure. Anyone else please have a comment?
Oh, I certainly agree with what Pat has said. Educating myself, I went back and looked through BDC minutes and things like that, and it's always like they're going to, they're in the process of, and nothing really comes of it. The comprehensive plan comes up, you know, quite frequently. Contract with the town, I don't know that we have any contract with them ever. So there's just a lot of stuff, and actually, at one of the BDC meetings, they talked about they wanted to get away from the grant writing part of it and continue on with what truly their goals should be. So, I mean, if we're not going to be able, we need the grant writing. That's first and foremost for us at this point. So, you know, I don't have an issue with decreasing the funding.
Yeah.
At this particular time, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, if things come up and we get other information and we do get some of these answers and stuff, I wouldn't be opposed to re-looking at it next year.
Sure, sure.
I agree.
And again, we can certainly revisit it. We still support it with 40,000. And again, maybe in a few months, things will look better and we can bring it back up to that amount. Adrian, do you want to say anything at all, and Tom?
I was on the BDC before, for a year or two. I think they do a lot of good things back when I was on the board, but I do agree that I don't think it's the exact kind of fit that we have at this particular time. We do need grant writers, and we do need, I would like to see the BDC go in a different direction. That's why I'm sort of wavering on the amount of money that we give them. I'm not against decreasing it, because we definitely need the money. I'm a little bit hesitant to do it, because I think if they do go in the right direction, I think it could be a big benefit to the town, but.
And we're not
well,
taking all of it out.
right.
We're not gonna do that. You know, that's why we still have that support in there.
Right. I just would, me personally, I would like to see a little bit more time before we did something, but if someone makes a motion, we'll go from there. But being just that I've been to one meeting so far this year, and I would like to see, I don't really know what direction they're going in, just like we said before, we really don't know what direction or what they're doing, and I hate to like make a cut like that without having their input.
Tom?
Yeah, with my 7 years' experience from the prior boards here, this topic comes up every time, budget time. And having joint meetings with the village, having meetings with the whole board of the BDC, these thoughts have come up year after year after year. I will tell you, with the addition of Trish Wilson at NIPA, with her job duties out there, with the IDA at the county, I believe the Business Development Corporation should be more of a regional approach. So I think with those two entities right there, and what I've learned is if any business is coming to Messina, the first call is the supervisor or the mayor. So I think, and then of course the planning board at the county has to start everything. So the county has to pretty much start everything, and then it trickles down into that. So I believe, as one member here, I believe a regional approach to business development is more effective than having this BDC, because I don't think we fund it properly. It needs a lot more money to do the right job. It needs to be able to send people to job sites or job areas to whatever else, and to do it right to bring businesses here. And we can't afford to fund that. That's obvious. I mean, the village stopped funding it, 4 or 5 years ago. They got out of the business, and there was talk at that time the town was gonna get out of it too, but we held on. So again, my opinion only, I think it should be more of a regional. We're very fortunate NIPA stepped up and put Trish in that position there. We got Patrick Kelly at the IDA. I think the regional approach is where we really need to be, because we cannot fund the BDC correctly to where we can afford to send those guys out and go after businesses come to Messina. So I would be in favor of decreasing the amount to 40,000, not cutting them totally, to see if they want to come back with more of a strategic plan and tell us how they're gonna do better at getting businesses coming to Messina. And I'm not opposed to that either, so.
One of the things that was sort of batted around is this is gonna be basically closing the BDC. I know that they have $200,000 on their balance sheet and cash that's not accounted for anything in particular. So this is not going to crush them and close them out. But I still think, like you, I agree. We also need to see, if you make any investment, you need to see what it's getting you. And we can't see anything in regards to investment. I think a more regional approach on some of this stuff may be beneficial. There's a lot, and the more I see, there's a lot of committees everywhere focusing on this, that, economic committees and all these other things. So maybe we can put some of these things together so we're not having so
When we
many.
did that joint committee between the village and the town, the year that the village stopped funding them, that very thing was said, that it'll not be able to continue because it's not funded properly. It's correct, it's not funded, it needs a lot more money to do the job correctly. And so, that being said, they backed out and went a different route, they hired their grant writing firm, and with a unwritten rule, if we fund the BDC, we can use their grant writer. Well, I don't know how productive that has been. So I think we need to take a minute, take a look at it. If they want to bring a strategic plan to us, we'll look at it again.
Sure.
But for now, I make the motion that we make this change in regards to our budget.
And I'll second it.
Deb, second, okay, Tom, yea or nay?
Oh, yeah.
Yea? Amy?
Yeah.
Yea? Okay, and myself, so unanimous then.